Hello everyone and welcome to Golden Nova's First Reacts, where I react first to all the things you want to see reacted to first, as long as I'm the first person you come to react to things first. This header art exhausts me, but we will push through it because it's time to talk about some more Terminal World releases. We've talked about Fabled, we've talked about Jurak, and we've certainly talked about Gem Knights. Now it's time for the fourth member of this pack's release, Nekroz, and hopefully more than Nekroz. Me and the Discord have been floating the idea that maybe they'll add in some Gishki cards to kind of loop these two together. There has been a big push in recent years to take the different archetypes and combine their mechanics together, especially if they already had a root in the same kind of stuff. And the two water ritual decks kind of feel like they might, or should, work together, especially considering how closely interlinked they are, almost inseparable in the lore. Let's see what these new cards have in store for us. First up, we have Avance, Magical Swordsman of the Necrocloth. Avance, Swordsman of the Necros. That's what I'm going to say on that one. Level 4 Water Spellcaster effect monster, has 1500 attack, 800 defense. You can only use the third effect of this card's name once per duel, so keep that in mind. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon a Nekroz monster from your deck, except a copy of this card, so hey, that gets out Shret. If you ritual summon exactly one Nekroz ritual monster with a card effect that requires the use of monsters, this card you control can be used as the entire requirement, not in your hand, it has to be on the field. Also fulfills something similar to Shret, where it can be used as the entire requirement, which is nice because a lot of them have very goofy requirements. And third, if this card is tributed by a card effect, you can add any number of your banished Nekroz cards with different names to your... I'm starting to see why that effect is a once per duel effect. So for those of you who are not wary on how the Nekroz work, all of their ritual spells, if you have no monsters, can be banished, along with another Nekroz card from your graveyard, to search out a different Nekroz ritual spell. The idea being that you would try to play as many of them during a turn as possible. If your field gets wiped, you can then cycle through like the 3 copies of the 3 differently named Nekroz ritual spells to get all 3 back into your hand. Maybe net some banishing effects, because some of them gain effects when banished, and then do the whole thing over again next turn. This just puts all the cards back into your hand, so the banished ritual spells, the banished monsters, all of that gets put back once you tribute this via card effect. Wow, that's kind of nutty. Anything in the card art that we can look at? This is Avance from the good old Gishki team, the father of the Nekroz crew. Looks like they have, you know, a Nekroz sword, the Aquamirror sword. Looking pretty spiffy, if I might say. Okay, next up is Amelia, Dance Priestess of the Nekroz, not Princess, Dance Priestess of the Nekroz. Level 4 Water Spellcaster, 1600 attack, 800 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. If you have a Warrior Nekroz monster on your field or in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand, so hey, easy to summon level 4 monsters, their water attribute. I'm sensing an Abyss Dweller in our future. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a Nekroz ritual or Nekroz spell from your deck to your hand. Oh, so that's just, we have a Stratos now, just that we can free summon, as long as we have a Warrior Nekroz, but several of them, especially the good ones, are Warriors. Also, that's cute, because, you know, Avance is a Warrior, Shret's a Warrior. Oh, no, Avance is a Spellcaster. Okay, I had made some assumptions based on the swordsmanshipness, but no, this Avance is a Spellcaster, probably because Elder is also one. Okay, so we have that. We have another Spellcaster here. Well, there's Warriors, though. We have some good Warriors. Third effect, if you ritual summon exactly one Nekroz ritual monster with a card effect that requires the use of monsters, this card you control can be used as the entire requirement. So you have another card that just makes it easy to make your Nekroz. That's pretty cool. That makes them a lot easier to deploy. It seems weird for Nekroz to be getting support as one of the previously most powerful cards in the entire game, but power creep messes with all of us, so I guess it's about time for them to get the The update and being able to sidestep one of the limiting factors of the deck does seem pretty helpful when it comes to bringing them up to the modern era. Nothing too particular here. We have a Nekroz mirror as like a knee armor, and we have an Aqua mirror staff. I'm not seeing anything else particularly indicative of some information. Okay. So, if you've seen me posting, you know I've talked about this already. Nekroz of METALTRON. This was released as like a matte image for a tournament. We're about to pick this image apart so much, but it is a level 9 Light Worm Ritual Pendulum Effect monster. 2500 attack, 3000 defense, pendulum scale of 5. You can only use the pendulum effect of this card's name once per turn. If your Nekroz cards become banished face up, you can target a spell or trap card on the field and banish it. Okay, so it lets you, when you activate your effect to search for something, you can also get rid of a back row. That's not nothing. Monster effect, you can ritual summon this card with any Nekroz ritual spell. Must be ritual summoned without using any level 9 monsters. That's what happens when you get to that level. But, we have things that are the entire requirement. You can only use the first monster effect of this card once per turn. During the main phase, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls, banish this card until the end phase, and if you do, banish that target. Okay, so that's basically Zephyr METALTRON's effect, except it banishes monster special summons from the extra deck. This one can just temporarily banish anything, and that's not terrible. Number 2, also any monster destroyed by battle with your Nekroz monsters are banished. That's pretty nifty. This card's... That's weird. This card is just okay. It's just, fine. But now, of course, we have to go through dissecting all of this. So there's a lot of the Sophia armor in here that we'd already seen from whenever we had finished Age 3.0 previously. There's the Sophia horns, the boob plate. We have the spheres of destruction and creation here. But then we also have the METALTRON armor. We have the wings. We have the weird, hip guard armor. So, and this is the second time that we've broken with the idea that Nekroz are themselves extensions of previous synchro monsters. Because Sophia, of course, was the first one to break this, so I'm glad that we are continuing that trend here. It's certainly more usable than Nekroz of Sophia, because that card is just unplayable. This one is just, a thing you can put in the Pendulum Zone for, some extra value. It's a quick banish. I don't even know if this sees play. That's really interesting. Okay, last card we have here is Nekroz Divine Mirror. Quick play spell card. It's not a ritual spell, so I guess we can't search it with our... Maybe we can. I'd need the exact wording on those. During the main phase, ritual summon a Nekroz ritual monster from your hand or banishment by attributing monsters from your hand and or field, and or sending Nekroz monsters from your extra deck to the graveyard, whose total levels equal or exceed its level. Equal or exceed, okay. This is the first one that doesn't need exact levels. During your main phase, you can banish this card and one Nekroz monster from your graveyard to add a Nekroz spell card from your deck to your hand. Okay, so it does have at least similar wording. I'm actually too curious right now. I can't not confirm here. Do we have... Yeah, we have a kaleidoscope here. Nope, this just searches spells. Okay, so it is part of the cycle. Okay. What is... Is there anything on the Divine Mirror? It looks like the central image here looks like one of the orbs. I forget if light, creation, or destruction have different designs. They certainly have different colors. Okay. So there are no Nekroz extra deck monsters, except for now Nekroz of METALTRON. So you can send this to the graveyard, that to the graveyard. to help pay for things. And because it is an exceed on this one, you'd be able to do that during... well, you would be able to use as many as over instead of having to be exact with it. And because they made it a quick play spell card, you can do things like summon Trishula during your opponent's turn to disrupt them at that point, which that's pretty nifty. A lot of the other monsters are like ignition effects. I believe Brainiac is one. Oh, you could slap Unicorn onto the board at quick speed. That's pretty funny. Unicorn, by the way, I'm sure is still just a fantastic, ridiculous monster in this game. It doesn't stop... No, it stops anything special from the extra deck. So I think it's still, like, future-proofed, which is really cool. I know how I feel about the first two cards. Both of these are amazing, right? Like, you normal this, it gets you Shrit. Oh, and Shrit's a warrior, so if you also have Amelia, you get to summon that for free. So that's pretty cool. You get a way to recycle all of your banished Nekroz monsters. Or Nekroz cards. You get a Searcher. This one just feels weird to me, right? Like, this is clearly a nod to the fact that it's the power of Zephyra. But... that's neither of the Zephyr scales. That might be Zephyrath's scale, if I remember correctly, but, like, I believe Zephyrath was, like, a level 11 rock monster, so it's not entirely pinging off of this. I guess this is the fact that it's, you know, Metaltron from the Zephyr thing, so a lot of those are level 9s, they were worms, so I guess that's what that's pinging off of. But, like... I guess you could put it with the Zephyr cards, because, like, Zephyr Saber, I think, is pretty usable. It's like a non-ritual spell ritual effect. But, like, you're making a level 9 just to do what? Do a quick banish every turn? Oh. During the main phase quick effect, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls. Banish this card until the end phase, and if you do, banish that target. It does not banish both of them temporarily, like I think Zephyr Metaltron does. This is a perma-banish. Okay, so that's better. This is repeatable removal. Okay, I feel a bit better about this now. It's still weird, but I guess I do like the idea that it just has this whole, and if you kill something in battle, get that out of here. Get it, put it away. And Nekroz Divine Mirror is actually pretty cracked. Actually, I think this is a really solid thing of support, but we actually haven't seen all of them yet, I don't think, because, you know, call me a silly, goofy guy, but... I don't think we've seen this new, what looks like the Trishula Zero Nekroz. I think that's the case here. I gotta double check this really quickly, actually. Eternal World. I have to confirm this. I have to make sure that I'm not completely forgetting this. Oh, is it an alt art? I saw them doing some alt arts on here. New cards and alternates for each of the 4 themes. There's Lurie, there's Meteor. I guess they're the only one that they've... Okay, so they'll probably add it later. So it might be a Nekroz of Trishula alt art and not an actual new card, because going by this, it seems that all of them are accounted for. So maybe that is everything, and I'm just coping. Though a Trishula Zero alt art for Trishula does seem pretty nifty, so I'll take that. Yeah, these are cool. That being said, it makes them easier to deploy, but like it doesn't raise the ceiling super high, right? Like Nekroz of Metaltron is nifty, but like I don't know if that's significantly stronger than what Nekroz were already doing. being able to do them at quick speed is pretty cool with Divine Mirror. I'm certainly not going to fault it for that one. Especially since you can just, like, shunt METALTRON from the extra deck to, like, summon a bunch of stuff. Though I think you can't actually do Nekroz of Trishula with this, right? Because Nekroz of Trishula is also a level 9 monster, and you can't use any level 9 monsters for its summons. So in a stunning turn of events, even though you can do equal or exceed, the one that you would want to summon the most, you cannot summon Nekroz of Trishula with this using only METALTRON as material because it's a level 9 monster. So that's a weird interaction there. Not a fan of that one. But it's a 4th ritual summon. I think overall it's still pretty fantastic. That's me though. I have been affected by the scars of Nekroz for longer than I dare to remember, but I would like to call upon all of you for your boundless knowledge. Are there any Nekroz combos that are now available because we have these cards? Are there any particular matchups that this is now poised to defeat? Let me know down below, because I'm curious. My ritual... I wouldn't consider myself a ritual duelist. The closest that I've gotten to is Megalith combos, and those are pretty fun, but I never really got the swing of Nekroz, so I will need all of your help to delve into the kinds of tomfoolery that Nekroz are now capable of. The rest of the video is just going to be me staring at this one, hoping that enlightenment enters my brain. So, I'll see all you later. Take care. Today's episode is brought to you by Dragon Shield. Get the sleeves as strong as dragon scales and get 5% off your order by using the coupon code GoldenNova at checkout. It was also brought to you by my lovely patrons, including this month's illustrious Quasar Commanders, Upstairs Media and Natiel Lee Alexander, Nebula Navigator's 3rd Dynasty, 50 Gigabytes, Ada Basilisk, Adam Zajdel, Owexotoa Hime, Anansi Dragon, Ancient Wizard, Andrew Newman, Battle Axe, Kane Senpai, Chibi Gohan, Christopher Fuss, Clockswork, Comrade Copperbottom, Eric, Frankie, Garland Chaos, Great Big Pillock, Hair Bear, Happy Majin, Harry the Ominous Benefactor, Iron Zero, Iskander 711, Carp, Mana Charge, Marion James E. Picata, Mega Combi is entering the Chrysalis, Millennia Asta, Muse Clark, Orozco 09096, Panther J, Pat Poos, Rank 10 Trains, Rebel King Lucifer, Red Eyes Jackalow, RJ the Jank Monarch, the Critic of Innocence, Thievery Coast and the Wizard Moose, Cosmic Crusaders Animasta, Baron Von Titty Sprinkles, Buelcifer, Fish, Beluga Masta, Blitzwolf, Caesar M, Chaz Ghost, Dr. Reaper, R.I.P., Eva Padilla, Hike Boyagian, Herbal D, Ignis Heat, the True Draco Slayer, Kale the Dragon, Kevon Public, Lobomaru 02, Manga Pages, Matt Simmons, Mick Spoofy, Mike, Nitromo, Not Al Gore, Nyx, Obsidian, Pokemon, Rainer Leong, Rhyme Kairos, Shizuka Nijimura, Sophie, apparently, Stephen Williamson, The Legendary Raven, The Phantom Knights of Shitted Pants, The Gene, Tiger X2476, Weasel King of Weaseltown, and Zaldreka, as well as the wonderful Starlight Explorers you see on screen now. If you'd like to help me in my journey to cover all of Yu-Gi-Oh's archetypes, get my videos early, be a part of these credits and other awesome perks, it would mean the world to me if you would check out the link to my Patreon in the description or consider joining as a YouTube member. Oh my god. I have to go feed my cats.